Our next speaker is somebody who has fought alongside with Tea Party patriots for the last decade, beginning with, well, wait, it's not who you think, though, yet. He's closing it out. We've got two more before him. Someone who stood with us and fought with us trying to stop Obamacare from passing and has worked tirelessly to help us get more healthcare freedom in our country. He works on a multitude of other issues, and he is always the most gracious speaker we have, working in wherever he has to work in, getting here early, oftentimes to help us set up, even though he has his own life and family and businesses to run. He's part of us. So please join me in welcoming Phil Kerpen of American Commitment.
Well, I like coming early to see the good speakers. Weren't those senators incredible? So I want to talk about two things. I'm going to talk about healthcare and energy, and then one last crazy thing I saw in the news today. First of all, thank you to all of you. I think I remember seeing you all 10 years ago with about 15,000 other people when we were out here. And remember we said, look, Democrats are trying to destroy private health insurance in this country. This is only a step. This is one step, and then they're going to force us all into a government plan. And the media howled. They said we were lying. They said we were crazy. Half the candidates for president now, 10 years later, are saying, yes, we want to ban all private insurance and put everyone in a government plan. That only took 10 years. The other half are still lying and pretending they don't want to do that. But, of course, they want to do it, too. They just want to do it a little less directly and a little less honestly. But, that's the stakes right now in this country. And the Democrats believe that bureaucrats and politicians in Washington should make the healthcare decisions for us. And they think that the regulatory and tax monstrosity that is Obamacare that they created and set up somehow discredits private insurance and is an argument for forcing everyone into a government plan. So, the healthcare issue, we didn't get repeal and replace done. That was pretty disappointing, wasn't it? But we did get, they did one thing. Congress was good for one thing on health care. They repealed the individual mandate. That's a pretty big deal. And with no individual mandate, there's no punishment, there's no penalty if you're not in Obamacare. And so that's let the Trump administration actually do a lot to fix health care without Congress's help. And we've got things like association health plans, short-term limited duration insurance, much, much less expensive than Obamacare plans. We've now got health reimbursement arrangements coming back. And so there's a lot more choice. There's a lot more competition. If Republicans are fortunate enough to win the House back, though, they better get health care done this time. It's outrageous that they didn't get that done. And frankly, the Democrats, they're ready to say, hey, we gave private insurance one last try. Let's force everyone into a government plan. So, we might be unhappy with what Republicans did on that issue, but we cannot allow Democrats to succeed with what they want to do, which will be the end of healthcare freedom, choice, and competition, and all of us subject for our very lives and health to the whims and vagaries of politicians and bureaucrats, which is, of course, intolerable in a free society. So that's healthcare. Energy. We just saw something pretty remarkable happen on energy. I don't know if you appreciate it because what happened was what didn't happen, okay? Iran did a massive attack on Saudi Arabia. They wiped out, over 5 billion barrels of daily production in that attack. And the price at the pump in the U.S. didn't move. It had no impact. Now, why is that? Well, that's because after Obama said we're never going to reverse the decline in American oil production, we could drill every inch of this country forever, it would make no difference. What happened under just a couple of years of President Trump? We're now not only energy independent, we blew right through energy independence. We're now a massive net exporter of both oil and natural gas. About 6 months ago, Russia and Saudi Arabia said, we're going to get the price of oil up. We don't like the low price where it is. We're going to get it up by cutting our production. And the price didn't move at all. America gained market share because we put more rigs into production. We said, great, we'll keep the price where it is. We'll take your market share. And the CEO of British Petroleum, he was very outraged at the time. He said, this American market has no brain. It's brainless. It produces more whenever the price goes up, and we can't get the price up. It's terrible. So the choice on energy, I think, is pretty remarkable because, if you like gas prices that start with a 2, then you should be very happy with our current policies and our current administration. If you want it to start with a 4 or a 5, that's what the Democrats are promising. They're promising they want to ban fracking, they want to ban offshore production, so it'll start with a 4 or a 5. The price, and they'd be pretty happy. Of course, not all of them would be happy with it starting with a 4 or a 5. Some of them want the Green New Deal. They want to start with an 8 or a 10 or a 20 or be banned completely. If your car's not electric, it's banned. That's where Andrew Yang wants to go, and he's sort of the avant-garde of the Democratic Party right now, I guess. So we got a pretty remarkable choice on that, too. And by the way, the architect of the Green New Deal, Saikat Chakrabarti, the former chief of staff of AOC, he told the Washington Post, actually, the Green New Deal has nothing to do with the environment. This is just our way of reordering the entire economy along socialist lines, a centrally planned economy using the environment as an excuse. One last point that I find a pretty remarkable factoid. Rasmussen Report sometimes does these sort of goofy poll questions. Well, they asked one today. They said, do you think we should ban red hats in America? Okay, so now, they didn't say just MAGA hats. They're all red hats. So if you're a Phillies fan, a Cardinals fan, you got, forget it. Those have to go in the garden. 14% of American adults want to ban all red hats in America. Now, I don't know what the number is of Democrats. It's probably, 30 or 40%, something crazy. So the mentality of the left right now in this country is everything they want you to do, they want to make mandatory. Everything they don't want you to do, they want to ban. And they want to tax you to the moon and back to pay for it all. So, that's what's at stake right now. I can't thank you guys enough. Of course, Jenny Beth, it's always my honor and privilege and pleasure to join you at all of these events. And thank you so much for everything that you do.
Thank you so much, Phil. Make sure you check out his website, AmericanCommitment.org. He's just full of facts, and he's a great champion for liberty.